Right now at 6, face to face for the first time with the man accused of murdering her daughter.
It's hard to look him in the face, and there's a lot I would like to say.
Plus, how a community is pushing back after someone fired a shot at a local display of pride.
All towns need to stand up for what is right.
Then, an early heads up if the big one is about to hit.
It's GPS like the one you have on your phone, but way fancier.
How adding eyes in the sky could give you some extra precious seconds. And later,
well, wherever you're seeing, you're going to look around and realize we're headed in the right direction.
As optimistic officials hope visitors to the Rose City this summer will help spread the word.
Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko. We begin at 6 with an arraignment in the case of a suspect accused of killing 3 women around the Portland area. And it was the first time some of the victims' families saw Jesse Calhoun in person. Evan Watson was in the courtroom. So Evan, walk us through what happened.
Well, Jesse Calhoun pleaded not guilty to the murder charges against him and said simply, "Thank you, Judge," as he left the courtroom. He's been reportedly connected to the deaths of multiple women for close to a year now, but was only formally charged last month.
I'm not giving up.
We are not giving up.
We are not giving up.
Jesse Calhoun, facing 3 charges of second-degree murder and 3 charges of abuse of a corpse, pleaded not guilty on Thursday. Prosecutors say Calhoun is responsible for the deaths of Joanna Speaks, Charity Perry, and Bridget Webster, women whose bodies were found in secluded areas around Portland in the spring of 2023. Some family members of women who were killed saw Calhoun in court.
I'm already broken. I'm already
Lost.
lost.
Yeah.
And I'm already falling, but I have to keep going. I have to keep fighting.
Last summer, investigators said they had a person of interest in the deaths of Perry, Webster, and 2 other women, Kristen Smith and Ashley Rial. Calhoun has not been charged with any crimes in connection to the deaths of Smith and Rial. But Smith's mom, Melissa Smith, spoke after Thursday's arraignment.
I support them, and I am here for all of them through all of it, and they're there for me and Ashley's family as we keep fighting to get the truth and the answers we deserve.
Police and prosecutors have not yet said how they linked Calhoun to the string of crimes or how he knew the women. He spent the last year in jail on an unrelated parole warrant, which gave prosecutors more time to build their case, with Calhoun already behind bars. Melissa Smith says she's grateful for that, and now she and other family members just want the truth, calling this the first step in the right direction.
It's hard to look him in the face, and there's a lot I would like to say, and one day when I get all of my answers, I will say, but as for now, it's gut-wrenching.
Calhoun was previously in prison in Eastern Oregon and was just transferred to the Multnomah County Jail on Wednesday. That's where he'll stay until his next court appearance, which is scheduled for July 19th. David?
Evan Watson in the newsroom. Thank you, Evan. In your headlines, Portland police have identified the Uber driver who was killed in an on-the-job shooting Tuesday night. They say 42-year-old Joshua Kelvin from Almsville was shot and killed in the Powellhurst-Gilbert neighborhood while driving a passenger just before midnight. The passenger, a 17-year-old, was critically hurt and taken to the hospital. Authorities say the shooter got away by jumping over fences and running through yards. No word on any suspects or arrests. Anyone with information here should contact Portland police. One person is dead and another is in the hospital after a motorcycle crash in southeast Portland. This was just after 11 last night at Southeast Flavel and 112th. Police say the motorcyclist died at the scene. The driver of the car suffered serious injuries. No word yet on what led up to the crash. This is the 23rd fatal collision this year in the Rose City and the 4th involving a motorcyclist. And an elderly hiker is recovering after he fell down a 40-foot cliff at Lynn County's Sahaley Falls. The Sweet Home Fire District posting these pictures of yesterday's rescue on Facebook. A technical rescue team set up a rope system, then raised the hiker up the cliff to the trail. First responders carried him about half a mile to a life flight helicopter, which flew him to a hospital in Springfield. Crews say the hiker is expected to survive. Matt?
All right, David, thanks so much. Boy, what a day around the Northwest. Here's the Reserve Golf Course. Nothing but a clear sky. Warm temperature still at 80 degrees, low humidity. And the changes that are coming our way are very subtle. The only area of the state seeing cloud cover and some rain down in southeast Oregon, parts of Harney and Mount Hero counties getting some thunderstorms bubbling up. But those are already beginning to wind down as the sun angle is beginning to drop closer to the horizon. But some pretty good cells down there for a time. And again, that's it for clouds in Oregon, just southeast. Okay, clear, cool nights continue. Sunny, warm days continue. Slight weekend cool down, and actually even a little bit of a cool down for tomorrow. We shaved a couple degrees off the forecast high, so probably won't hit 90, but we'll still be very close. And we're still looking at perfect conditions for the Grand Floral Parade. Mostly sunny and warm, 68 degrees at 10 o'clock when the parade gets going. Should be about 73 by noon when things begin to wind down. So, you know, the superlatives, I just can't say enough of them, David, about the forecast. I'll let you know how long this will continue in a bit. Back to you.
No argument for me. We'll take it. Thank you, Matt. Hey, right now at 6, Portland police are looking for a person they say shot and damaged city property at least 7 times over the last 2 weeks, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. They just shared this video from May 27th in southeast Portland. Take a look. It shows the suspect pulling over, getting out, and then firing a handgun 3 times. Now, based on the video, we were able to figure out the location is consistent with a red light camera at the intersection of Southeast Washington and 103rd. Shots come right there, but police are not confirming what was hit. Authorities say the car is a dark-colored Subaru WRX with no license plates, a hood scoop, and a low-profile spoiler. Call Portland police if you recognize the car or the driver. In Newburgh this evening, police are investigating a possible bias crime after someone fired what appeared to be a BB gun at a pride flag hanging in the window of a public library. And as Thomas Schultz reports this evening, the community is now pushing back.
Newburgh city leaders say they're disappointed by the actions Wednesday night, though they say that's not a reflection of who the people of Newburgh are.
Well, the library, to me, is the front porch of our community.
Every year for Pride Month, the Newburgh Library hangs this flag in the window. Though just 5 days after it was put up, someone fired a gun at the flag Wednesday evening.
I was angry, and I was also profoundly disappointed that somebody would do this.
And the shooting happened just here on this roadway on 99 West. Now, police say it's not yet clear whether the person was driving by or walking by the library, though they do say right now they are investigating this as a possible bias crime.
We take a harder look at these cases.
It's clearly a pathetic act.
And City Manager Will Worthy says the shooting, believed to be from a BB gun, broke an expensive window pane in the historic Carnegie Library.
I'm hoping that someone has to pay restitution for this.
And worse, inflicted emotional damage in a community which has had a slew of anti-LGBTQ showings. 3 years ago, the school board banned pride flags. 2 years ago, a person was caught on camera burning a Newburgh resident's pride flag.
We have had things going on in the recent past which were negative. But the people of Newburgh love people.
Though Mayor Bill Rossiter says those incidents don't reflect Newburgh.
We support everybody.
Now, he says his community needs to stand up against hate. And the best place to start? At the front porch of their home, the iconic library.
Our town, like all towns, need to stand up for what is right.
And you can see behind me that pride flag is still high in the library window. Now, earlier today, the mayor of Newburgh told library staff continue to put more pride flags up. He says they refuse to be intimidated by the actions of the few. In Newburgh, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
All right, we are following up this evening on the early warning system designed to let you know before a big earthquake hits and can provide up to a minute of lead time before the ground starts to shake. Environmental reporter Cale Williams is here with the details on an upgrade. Cale?
David, the Shake Alert system has relied on a network of some 1,500 seismic sensors on the ground in Oregon, Washington, and California. They can sense the first signs of shaking and send an alert to your phone before the ground starts moving. That could give you time to take cover, and it could give cities time to shut off water valves or stop trains. Now, the system will be incorporating data from satellites. Those data will be especially helpful for strong earthquakes, magnitude 7.0 or higher, like what we expect from a rupture of the Cascadia subduction zone. Diego Melgar is the director of the Cascadia Region Earthquake Science Center at the University of Oregon.
Adding this new technology makes it so that the really big events, 8s and 9s, will be very well monitored by the system. So for Oregonians and Washingtonians, and also folks in Northern California, this is great news because we have really big earthquakes here.
Now, most phones come set up to receive these alerts from the warning system, but if you want to double check, we've got instructions on how to do so up right now on KGW.com.
Never hurts to be prepared. Thank you, Kale. Straight ahead at 6, why Portland's mayor and some big event organizers are feeling optimistic as the summer season kicks off. And putting the rose in the Rose City, where you can take in the sights and scents of the best blooms in the Northwest.
I'm Blair Best. Coming up tonight on The Story, irony plays out on one Portland block. We all know there needs to be more affordable housing. Well, that's exactly what this lot on my right is meant to be. However, this homeless camp on my left is preventing that from happening. We get into why that is and hear from all sides. Coming up tonight at 6:30 on The Story.